Hey guys, John here. Today we're in the Arturia DX7, and in today's video we're going to make an ARP called Ice, and it sounds kind of something like this. Okay, so let's get started here. Let's open this up on the advanced here, and let's go to File, New Preset, and let's kind of follow along in a fresh patch here. Okay, so first things first, we are using algorithm 1, so you don't have to change anything here. So what we need to do first kind of is turn off some of these effects here so we can kind of focus on the actual sound here, and then turn off, so we can turn off 5, or yeah, turn off 3. Oh my goodness, my eyes are so bad. Okay, turn off 3. So we just have the first operator, the carrier that we're hearing that's getting modulated by operator 2, which is kind of a low volume here. So what we need to do is let's go here to our fresh patch here. And first things first, we need to add some unison because we have 2 voices of unison. So let's go ahead and add 2 voices. And then our detune is going to be something about 26.8. So we can go ahead and add 26.4. That's fine. So we have something kind of like that. And since this is an ARP and we know it's going to be an ARP, we can just turn that on if we'd like to, right? So down here on the bottom here, we can just select on for our ARP here, and we can change different patterns if we'd like to. So for this one, this is going to be going down. So let's change this to down. And then the rate is going to be 1/16, which I believe is going to be default, but we're going to be using not 1 octave, but I believe we're using 2. So let's bring this up to 2, and we should have something like this. Okay, so our envelope's a little bit long here. So you see down here, we kind of did this almost like triangle fin, and it's kind of like at 0.25. So we're basically going here to do 0.25, something like that. So this volume here on the first one's going to be 62. So let's go ahead and bring that down. Something like that here. And then for the next one, for operator 2 is going to be 0.5. So we're going to be having the octave, so dividing it, right? And then this volume is going to be 71. Again, that weird tonality there. Kind of really super low. So let's bring this up here for now. Okay, so this envelope here, if we look at this guy, is going to be our default, so we don't really need to change anything here. But let's bring our volume back down because we're going to be starting to add operator 3. So let's turn off 4, 5, and 6 for now. And 1, so we're just listening to the third one. So listening to this guy here. So this is going to be on 1, so let's go ahead and go over here to the third one. Let's turn off 1 for now. And then 3, we're going to have a volume of 87. Something like that here. And kind of the same thing as like a shark fin here, but this is going down to almost 6.25, so we can have a sustain down like this. And let's see what operator 4 is doing to this guy, right? So one thing that we do need to kind of pay attention to is the different waveforms, right? So these first 2 are going to be sine, and then the third one is going to be sine as well. But once we get to the 4th one, this is going to be a triangle. So on our 4th one here, let's go ahead and select our wave, and let's go to a triangle wave and select the exit menu there. And then we're going to go 2 octaves like this here, or not 2 octaves, but you know, bring it up to 2. And then this one here, let's turn this bad boy on. So it's going to start to sound like that, right? So we have 79 volume on the 4th one. Something kind of like that. And then the same shape is going to be kind of here like that, right? So the 4th one, the same kind of fin here. And what's kind of cool about this stack here, right? So we're listening to 3, and then 4 is going to be affecting 3, and then 5 is going to be affecting 4, and then 6 is going to be affecting 5. So we're kind of just building higher and higher harmonics as we kind of go with this tower stack here. Okay, so now let's check out 5 here. They have a longer release on this guy here. What is that? A little bit almost to 1 on 3. There we go. Okay, that's pretty close. Okay, so now on 5, we're going to be back on a sine. So let's turn this on here. And really what we're doing here on 5, we're kind of just doing this quick little envelope here to kind of just give us a little bit of texture, right? A little bit of an attack to this sound here. So let's grab the sustain and kind of bring it pretty close down here. And this is going to be up 4. So let's bring this up to 4. And then our volume is going to be 82. So we're kind of getting that little attack there, right? Kind of makes things a little bit interesting. And then 6, let's take a look over here at 6, which is going to be kind of funny here. So this is going to be 0.25. So we're kind of having this twice. So down 5, down 0.25. And this volume is going to be 52. And for this guy, the envelope is going to be kind of similar to the other one. And now with all of our oscillators together, let's actually fix that here. Yeah, some of these envelopes here, we have to be careful of the release. Yeah, that one's fine there. That's okay. And then 2, maybe we can do something like that. And then activate 1 again. So this whole process here, we're kind of just really building the texture, the sound, basically building our way from what do we want our patch to sound like. So now we're going to get into the fun part with the effects here. So let's go to our effects and then let's see what we got here. We have a delay, into a chorus, and then into a reverb. So let's go ahead and add that here. So for our first one, it's going to be a delay, and let's go ahead and add it. And this is going to be synced, and it's going to be 1/8 and on ping pong. So synced 1/8 by default, and then select ping pong. And we do have to bring back the feedback because it comes out pretty hot for the most part. And then next up for the next delay here, and then this one's going to be a quarter note, also synced, right? Obviously, because it's a quarter note. And then ping pong as well for both of these. And then we're going to go on the analog chorus, and this is going to be on the first type here. And for the most part, a lot of these settings are pretty good out of the gate here. I rarely find myself kind of changing these things drastically, except really for the dry, wet, and the feedback for the delays, but that's kind of really about it. And then next up, we have the reverb here. So really what we kind of change here is the room size and then kind of bringing this down here as well. So let's go ahead and add that here. So reverb, and then boom, bring down our room size because that's pretty enormous on the beginning there. And bring down the dry wet. But yeah, that's basically the same concept here. This one's a little bit brighter. A little bit less release. Maybe we can bring down the chorus a little bit more and then the delays just a little bit. Let's bring these back in here like that. And then this one needs to kind of go down like that. Keep in mind too, you can always change the pattern too if you kind of want to go like up and down, right? That might be kind of cool as well. You can change the octaves here, maybe go for a random. Who knows what's going to happen here? And if you want this a little bit more snappy, so let's bring this back to kind of down and then 2 octaves here. If you want a little bit more snappy, the only operators that we're going to be listening to are 1 and 3. So these are going to be the envelopes that we want to change for what we're listening to. And then last thing before we can let you go here. So basically we're listening to 1 and 2 is affecting the timbre of 1. But for 3, keep in mind that 4, 5, and 6 are kind of affecting these here. So you can always mute these here by right clicking and kind of seeing what each one is doing, right? So let's turn off 1. So we notice here on 4, maybe it's a little bit too much. What we can do is just kind of bring this down here. Add 5 back in. and then add one back in. But it all depends on kind of how you want to put all this together, and keep in mind the feedback's always fun to play around with as well. You definitely get some interesting textures as well. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get this patch for free, there's a link in the video description below. Hopefully you learned something, and we will see you in the next video.